Hi, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Harley coming at you again. Today I'm going to read to you Stand Tall, Molly Lou Melon. And today I'm just going to use all kinds of strategies that good readers use while we're reading. Molly Lou Melon stood just taller than her dog and was the shortest girl in the first grade. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Walk as proudly as you can, and the world will look up to you." So I met a character, Grandma. I'm going to write Grandma on my sticky note. And right now I'm thinking about what Grandma said. And she said, "Walk as proudly as you can, and the world will look up to you." So I'm going to hold on to see what else I learn about Grandma before I form an idea about her. So she did. Molly Lou Melon had buck teeth that stuck out so far she could stack pennies on them. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Smile big, and the world will smile right alongside you." So she did. Again, here we learn a little bit more about Grandma because, again, she uses some words and she says, "Smile big, and the world will smile right alongside of you." So looking at that piece that Grandma said, and also going back to the beginning where Grandma said, "Walk as proudly as you can, and the world will look up to you," that lets me know that Grandma's a really kind person and that Grandma's pretty confident and she believes in others. Molly Lou Melon had a voice that sounded like a bullfrog being squeezed by a boa constrictor. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Sing out clear and strong, and the world will cry tears of joy." So she did. Molly Lou Melon was often fumbled-fingered. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Believe in yourself, and the world will believe in you too." So I have Molly Lou Melon's name on a sticky note too. And Molly Lou Melon is just being herself, even though she might be a little clumsy, like she is here. Even though her smile to some people might seem a little awkward, but she still smiled really big. And even here when she sings, she kind of sounds like a bullfrog, but she still sings loud and is proud. So I'm going to write on my sticky note that Molly Lou Melon is confident. That is my idea that I'm going to form about my character based on what she is doing. And here she is. Even though she was kind of clumsy, she still believed in herself. Then Molly Lou Melon moved to a new town. She had to say goodbye to her grandma and all of her friends. Ooh, I'm going to make a text-to-self connection. So on my sticky note, I'm going to do my little links. And I'm going to say, "I remember when I was working in a new school and I was sad to leave my friends and my coworkers. I was pretty worried about making new friends." I'm also going to use that text-to-self connection to help me ask a good idea or a good question that I have. And my question is, I wonder if Molly is nervous. So on my sticky note here, I have two thoughts. I have my connection that I put my link there, my text-to-self connection, because I can understand how Molly probably feels here. And I'm wondering if Molly is nervous. So I asked that question. I wonder if Molly is nervous. I don't have that answer to that question right now. So that's a thick question. I might get the answer to that, but I don't know. I have to keep reading to find out. If I get the answer, it turns into a thin question. But good readers, we stop and we make those connections, and we also ask questions when we read. So here she is. She had to say goodbye to her grandma and all of her friends and start in a new school. On the first day of school, Ronald Durkin called her Shrimpo in gym class. When the game started, Molly Lou Melon caught the football, ran under the legs of Ronald Durkin, and scored a touchdown. All the children thought, "Well, she's good." and Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. So I made in a new character. I'm meeting Ronald Durkin, and I'm writing his name on my sticky note, but I'm not going to write down what I think yet, because I've only had him say one thing, and that is calling her a shrimpo. I want to find out some more things that Ronald says and does and thinks and even looks like before I form that idea about my character. But I'm thinking in my brain, he's not a very kind person. On the second day of school, Ronald Durkin called her Bucky-Toothed Beaver. Ooh. Those words make me think he is not kind. Molly Lou Melon took out her pennies, stacked 10 high on her teeth, and smiled as big as day. All the children smiled with glee, and Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. I'm thinking my idea about Ronald Durkin being unkind is pretty accurate. I'm going to read one more page. On the third day of school, Ronald Durkin said, "You sound like a sick duck. Honk, honk." Definitely not kind. I'm writing unkind down. I have 3 examples of things that he said that shows that he's unkind. Hopefully he changes in our book, but we'll find out. Molly Lou Melon sang out a quack so clear and strong that it made Ronald Durkin somersault backwards, hit his head, and have to go to the nurse. All the children cried with joy to be free of Ronald Durkin for the rest of the afternoon, and Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. On the 4th day of school, Ronald Durkin said that she'd made the snowflake all wrong. But Molly Lou Melon opened up her paper and revealed the most beautiful snowflake of all. All the children oohed and awed, even Ronald. I think Ronald's starting to realize that his thoughts about Molly Lou Melon, aren't necessarily so kind and accurate. On the 5th day of school, Ronald Durkin brought Molly Lou Melon a stacking penny for her tooth and smiled at her. Ooh, that action does not match that word that I put for him that he was unkind, does it? I think our character, Ronald Durkin, is changing a little bit. Good writers usually write about characters that change. That night, Molly Lou Melon took out a pencil and paper and wrote a letter to her grandma. "Dear Grandma, I wanted to tell you that everything you told me was exactly right. Love, Molly Lou Melon." And everything Grandma did tell her was right. And another thing that authors do when they're writing to us is they whisper a little message in our ear. They want us to learn something while we're reading. And I want you to think about, what do you think the author wants us to learn about life? What do you think? Well, I'm thinking that the author wants us just to be who we are. Molly Lou was herself, and she was proud and confident, and it worked just right for her. And I know I'm thinking back to a couple books that my friends and I have read in our class, Pig's Picnic and Dandelion. And in those stories, we made text-to-text connections because we said the author was whispering a message in our ear that they wanted us just to be who we are. And I think that message is similar here. So I can say that this story, Stand Tall, Molly Lou Melon, reminds me of the same story of Dandelion and Pig's Picnic. So if I wanted, I could write another sticky note. So on my sticky note, I would write my links again. And this time I would make a text-to-text connection. And I could say, this story's message reminds me of the message. I can say messages actually, because I can talk about both books in Pig's Picnic and Dandelion. And when I do that, I am making a text-to-text connection. Remember, great readers really think when we read. We make those connections. We form those ideas about our characters. We ask good questions when we read. That lets us dig really deep, and our goal is always to be the best reader that we can be. I hope you have a great day, my friends. We will see you soon.